back to the math class and see how the teacher uses the technique.
Sheo, would you read the problem aloud, please?
You bought a used car 2 years ago for 40,200 pesos. Since then, you have driven it 17,500 miles. You kept a record of all your car expenses. During the first year, insurance, 3,600, tune-up, 650, license, 100, repair clutch, 200, gas, 4,800. During the second year, the license cost 100 pesos, the repair brakes, 300, tune-up was 700, insurance was 4,000, and the gas was 5,000.
Now, what is the problem? Miguel?
The problem is, what was the average cost per mile to own and operate your car?
So, what are the given facts? Marvin?
Ma'am, the car is second-hand, bought for 40,200 pesos 2 years ago. The person drove it for 17,500 miles. It also includes the expense record of the last 2 years.
Okay. Now, what is the problem asking you to find? Marv?
Ma'am, I have to determine the average cost per mile in order to own and run the car. This means I would do averaging.
But now, how will you solve the problem? Venice?
Ma'am, I will use two processes. First, I will add all the expenses to find the total expense. Then, I will divide the total expenses by the total number of miles the owner has driven over the last 2 years.
Very good. Who will solve the problem? Ali, okay? Here, okay?
I will add all the expenses. $40,200 plus 3,600 plus 650 plus 100 plus 200 plus 4,800 plus 100 plus 300 plus 700 plus 4,000 plus 5,000
Okay.
is $59,650 pesos.
Can you add the P sign here? That's good. Very good.
Then I will divide the total expenses by the number of miles driven, which
Okay.
is
500. So what was your answer?
the answer to the problem is 3.40 as the average cost per mile to own and operate the car.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Sit down now. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So you have the answer here, 3.40. Now, what were the processes used, okay, to solve the problem? Do you have any idea? Floyd.
Ma'am, addition and division. He had to determine the average cost by adding and dividing.
Okay. No, but what was added and what was divided? Ali.
Ma'am, I added the expenses for operating the car and the cost of the car when the owner bought it. Then I divided the total expenses from the number of miles the owner drove the car.
Okay. Okay.
The teacher has taught the students to analyze the problem, go through the data given, and then the solution. Her technique, which was a step-by-step analysis of the problem and solution, helped the students solve the problem. This is reading in the content areas, and the content focused on is math. Let's go back to the classroom and see the rest of the lesson.
Class, let's take another problem and see if you can solve this. Take this down. A piece of sheet metal is 2 meters long and 1.5 meters wide. What will the piece weigh if 1 square meter weighs 1.5 kilograms? Okay, I will repeat the question. A piece of sheet metal is 2 meters long and 1.5 meters wide. What will the piece weigh if 1 square meter weighs 1.5 kilograms? Okay, but I want you to draw the diagram first on the board, Alex. Yes. Okay. Oops. Okay, thank you. Okay, very good. Now, class, look at the board. What are the facts given? Yes, Jason.
The measurement of the metal, ma'am.
Okay, now what are the measurements? Wiko.
Its length is 2 meters while its width is 1.5 meters.
Very good. Okay, now, do you have any other facts? Marvin?
Ma'am, the weight is 1.5 kilograms per square meter.
Okay. How do we solve this problem?
The problem is, what will the piece of sheet metal weigh?
Oh, okay. But how do we solve this problem? Yes, Miguel.
Ma'am, first we get the area of the sheet metal.
How do we do this?
We multiply the length by its width. 2 multiplied by 1.5 is 3. The area of the sheet metal is 3 square meters.
How do we find this weight? Alex?
Ma'am, we look for the weight by multiplying the area of 3 square meters by 1.5 kilograms.
Okay, come to the board and solve it. Don't turn your back.
1.5 times 3 is 4.5.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
The teacher has taught the class how to solve the problem by analyzing the facts and going through the solution step by step. Another content area is science. Let us now go to a science class that is discussing the ecosystem.